All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Super excited today for a little bit of ye old school RPGing. I've been ever since not 100% finished, but completed the base story for Dragon Quest XI. I've been debating about getting into a new game like this. So some kind of long-term RPG fun thing, essentially. Hang on. Sorry, my little thing isn't working right. I don't know what's going on. Click it? No, that doesn't help. It was working earlier, so for whatever reason the window is not functioning correctly, and I don't know why. I'm really sorry. No! It popped up for a little bit. So I'm trying to play Chrono Trigger. For whatever reason, the stream is not cooperating. See? The Square Enix thing pops up, but then it just vanishes. And then we don't see it anymore. We'll try this, see if it helps. Complicated. Alright, we're still trying to make it work. You guys can probably hear it, but either way. Helping Tiny with homework. Oh, no worries. Yeah, that's fine. I hope that it goes well. I know homework can be frustrating for kids and the adults who help them alike. Dang it! Let me try this again. So I'm thinking that it might be an issue with the, what's it called? It might be an issue with my, settings. So what I'm going to try here... That's me, I'm sleepy. Man, I'm so excited to play this game and now it's not working. I'm so frustrated. Okay, so let me try. Alright, so I quit out again. I know, I didn't mean to break it. I swear. I'm so excited. Oh god, this has been a really bad day. Ugh. So part of the problem is that during that, what's happening is there's a cutscene playing. And so I think that's part of what's breaking it. So what I just tried is I tried taking it into a windowed mode instead. Hopefully that'll help. But we'll see. It shouldn't affect me in terms of what I can see or how I see it. Come on. Please work. It worked for a little bit. I promise. It really did. Oh, wait. Okay, I'll take it. Okay. It's quite hackneyed. but it'll work. Hooray! Alright, I got it now. Okay, cool. So, we will do this. Alright, awesome. So I'm going to do the default names for everybody. Okay. Whew. So glad. So glad that it is at least mostly cooperating now. So, for anybody who doesn't remember or know, this is Chrono Trigger, and part of the reason that I wanted to play it was because it's actually made by a lot of the same team members who worked on the Dragon Quest games. So you have the character designer from Dragon Ball, you have a lot of the Final Fantasy series producers and story editors and all those people. And on top of that, you have just a wonderful team at Squaresoft. At the time, it was Squaresoft. This was released in, I believe, the mid-90s, somewhere around there. So, yeah. And the idea is that this is, for many people, this is like the quintessential SNES RPG that they would play. It's unfortunately actually one of the games that I never had. I had an SNES, but I never had Chrono Trigger. I played it a few times, but I never actually owned it, so it was very depressing. But the game itself, it's a fairly typical JRPG, huge world, tons of characters, very strange characters of all different sorts. Lots and lots of cool stuff going on. So the idea is that right now, at least, we are in 1000 AD. And so this is the Millennial Fair, because it's the Millennium. And so that's kind of the whole point. Oh, right. I need to run into this person. So, so the idea is that we're seeing all of the fun fairground stuff, and I'm just sort of trying to hang out at the fairgrounds, and I run into this girl, and she's like, "Oh no, I lost my pendant! Oh, woe is me!" Yes, you may have it back. And look, it's Rev! Hey, Rev. Your name is Marl. Marley. And I am Chrono. Because that's how I do. No fair, I want to go. So yeah, I'm super stoked to be playing this. It's really awesome. It's really, really awesome. I've gotten really nostalgic about it, and like I mentioned, I've been wanting to find an RPG that I can sort of play regularly, to have on my stream, essentially, to replace Dragon Quest. All right. Cyberpunk 2079. Classic. Well, modern classic name. Love it. Welcome. Great to have you here. So, what's going on right now? We are at the Millennium Fair, and this guy is showing off his awesome new gadget that he has made, which is a teleporter. So the idea is that you have teleport at pad A and B, and it is relatively similar to, what's it called? Think of The Fly, if you guys have ever watched it. It's fun times. I'm going to be your entertainment tonight, Cyberpunk. Oh, God. Yeah, no pressure, right? I'll do my best. But no, I'm just like legit excited that that I'm getting to play this. I got it on Steam like forever ago. And I'm glad to finally be able to do a live stream for it. Like I said, I played with... what's it called? I played on Dragon Quest XI, did all that stuff, and the thing is that now I wanted to do this game for a few reasons. First off, because the team that made it is a lot of the same people as worked on Dragon Quest, like I mentioned before. Another thing is the music is probably some of the most incredible music you will ever hear in any video game. And I say that without any exaggeration whatsoever. The music is incredible for this game. The other thing is that the gameplay itself, and particularly the combat, is really well done. I love how they do it. You see a lot of, I don't want to say common, but other elsewhere seen mechanics. So you see like combining moves together to make super moves and stuff like that. But one of the things that this game did that nobody else really did at the time was they made it so that positioning in battle became really important. And I absolutely love that about this game. It's one thing that kind of bugged me about Dragon Quest XI was that you could move around during combat, but it didn't mean anything. It made no difference for what was actually going on in the fight. Whereas in this one, the enemies will actively move and like they'll cluster and uncluster, and that'll change how well or poorly your what's it called, your AoE attacks will be. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's do it. We're gonna hop in. Here we go. So it's kind of cool because they sort of throw you into the story essentially right away, which is kind of cool because we just went through this little thing, and for those of you who are fans of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's a time warp, basically. Keep in mind that we were previously in 1000 AD. We are no longer in 1000 AD, and that's all that I will say at the moment. But we meet all sorts of fun, colorful creatures. So, another thing is that, once again, like a lot of RPGs, especially of the mid-90s, we have the ATB, the Active Time Battle. Oh, that was a crit. So the way that Active Time Battle works is you essentially earn time, and once your bar fills up, then you're able to perform an action, whatever you want it to particularly be. So, for example, we've got techs. I currently don't have any techs, but eventually you get techs. And those are kind of like your magic powers, your magic abilities. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. Cyclone. So there you go. That Cyclone is the first tech that you get. And it is essentially exactly what it sounds like. I'll use it in just a little bit. Dang it, open it. There we go. It's so rude, kicking around the little orange dude, or green dude. So you may notice that everything's a little bit different now. There's a lot more forest and whatnot. So it's interesting because Cyberpunk mentioned that this is you said that this is your favorite RPG. It's interesting because this, like I said, I never played this when I was younger, so it was never an opportunity to become my favorite RPG. Although my favorite RPG and my favorite game together of all time remains to this day Super Mario RPG, which was also a SNES game, and I absolutely adore it. So I love the Super Mario RPG because it is still on, or not still, but it was released on the mini SNES, whereas Chrono Trigger was not. And honestly, that was kind of one of the things I was most disappointed in when I heard about the release of the mini SNES. I was really hoping that they would have Chrono Trigger so that I could finally get a chance to really play it, since I never had. Woo! Level up. So one other thing that was very unique to this particular game as an RPG was the idea that you don't have random encounters. You do have encounter triggers where the bad guys will sort of jump out and start to attack you, but you don't have the more literal idea of the like you're just wandering around an empty world and you run into something. And so I find it to be a much smoother ride through the game and through the story when you're not constantly being stopped by this random stuff that's going on. So incidentally, this is, I want to say it is 600 AD if memory serves. And essentially the whole shtick is that the shtick is that you're here to visit the queen, and we just sort of wandered into the castle, and the queen was like, oh yeah, he's cool, no worries. And you may have noticed that the queen looks very familiar to another character that we met not super long ago. And so that will become important in just a little bit. Like I said, I've never played it, but I'm a big fan. And that's part of why I really wanted to play it. One thing that I did as well is I kept the graphics sort of downgraded. They do have an option to have a sort of updated quote-unquote graphic. Fooled me! What? Marley? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm going to go with Marley. Huh. So JRPG. So we obviously don't have the full storyline of what's going on right now. It's just sort of like, hey, we went back in time, and in this case we went back right around like 400 or 500 years or something like that. So we're basically in the Middle Ages or the medieval times. So, yeah, fun times. Oh, and here's Luca. She disappeared. So graphics, getting back to that, the HD quote remake that is included in this game essentially is like a nearest neighbor repixelization, so it smooths out the pixelated edges. The thing is that it looks really ugly. I don't like it personally. I think it's pretty terrible. But yeah, I mean, the way I see it, if you're gonna play a game that is brimming with nostalgia, let it be nostalgic. You know, just let it be what it is. So essentially, this is telling us that Marley is a relative of the current queen, or who is supposed to be the current queen. And apparently the queen is gone and has been kidnapped by these weird little dudes. And so now we're basically back to the future in all this stuff, where we have to make sure that the queen comes back so that Marley can be like in the stuff, you know, like the game and whatnot. I'm trying to remember where to go. Well, I guess it's not that way. There are some, what's it called? There are some items that you can get. I've not purchased any. that essentially act like tents from Final Fantasy that allow you to just heal up all of your damage and MP and everything at once. It's very helpful. Alas, I have not found any yet. So now I want Luca to get a tech. There, the shelter. That's the thing that I was talking about. Oh, stupid birds. So one interesting thing about this game is the way that XP works is a little bit different than most games. You do have your regular XP, which will give you levels, but then you also have tech XP, which is a separate thing, and so it's referred to as tech points, where the idea is that you earn a new tech after you get enough tech points. That's pretty much all it is. It's a fairly simple system, but yeah. And again, I love this this whole smoothness that we see happening with the transition to and from the battles. Ah, there we go. I can't use Cyclone, but that's okay. Dawn is tough on Grease. Rev, you're terrible. You're terrible. I'm sitting here trying my hardest to entertain Cyberpunk 2079, and you're just ruining it. There we go. So now we have a dual tech. Score. We have the Fire Whirl. I'm going to use the Fire Whirl because it's awesome. So here's the shtick with the Fire Whirl. I can't use it, unfortunately, because I have no MP left. So the idea is that Luca gets a flamethrower, because why not? And actually here, I'll show you guys how that works. So remember I mentioned that positioning is really important in these games, or it can be important in the games? So the flamethrower shoots in a line, and whatever is in that particular line will be hit by it. So it's pretty cool. I just want to level up a little bit. Something that I've mentioned pretty much whenever I play any game like this is that I never really know exactly when to stop leveling up, essentially. Shoot. This is like seriously problematic at this point. I don't have any way to heal. Luckily, I crit on that. Oh, dang it. So remember when I said that there are encounter triggers that you can hit? That's sort of the idea, is that there's like particular pixels, essentially, that you can run into that make encounters go. Oh no! Come on, Luca! No! Don't kill me! Don't tase me, bro! Ha! I made it! Now hopefully I won't run into anything else, because I am literally almost dead. It's okay, I got one potion. Okay, good. So I'm gonna head to the market real quick. But I don't have a lot of money. Alright, now, I honestly don't know where I'm supposed to go, but I will stay at the inn just so that I can heal up. It was very close. See? You wanted entertainment. There you go. Not knowing if I'm going to make it past that thing. Huh. No idea what that's about. One of the great things about this game is, like many JRPGs, you see a lot of side quests and like, oh shoot, I should probably save. I'm coming up on not quite bosses, but not bosses. Oh, there's 600 AD. I don't know if you guys saw that. So, you guys should be able to see the fire whirl now. Oh no! Evil nuns! Alright. Dang, I can only get 2 of them. It's unfortunate, but... So that's the fire whirl. And you notice how ridiculously much damage it did? Ridiculously much. No, not slow! Stop slowing poor Luca! At least they're right next to each other now. So that means that we can fire a whirl! Pwned! And I believe I mentioned before that I'm never good at basically determining whether or not I should... Frog! I forgot frog comes here! You guys, it's a frog. Like, it's a literal frog. That's his name. You'll see in a little bit. Do as you please, but I must save the queen. Go with the frog! Moist skin creatures. See, look, his name is Frog! It's awesome. Nice to meet you, Frog. So now I have a friend named Frog. I remember there's like something weird you have to do in the cathedral to get things going. I think it's play the organ and then something opens up. There you go. Who called it? Danny called it. So one thing I'm debating is basically fighting all of these guys, or at least some of them, just for the sake of getting some XP. The problem is that these guys are not clustering up very nicely, and I do not approve of that. Get him, Frog! One thing of import to note is that when you get new characters in this game, they actually come in at the level that you're essentially supposed to be. So like Frog is a level 5, but both of my other characters are only level 4. So I'm just going to try to get at least some XP. Oh, shoot. Oh, come on, get closer. There we go. Get him, Frau! I am very unoptimized in terms of how I'm playing through, but I don't care. Because I'm not, like, straight up dying. So once again, I should be able to fire whirl those two snake dudes. And again, this is why I mentioned I really like how this game treats combat. Because frankly, it just makes more sense. You know, it's more sensible that if you're physically closer to something, or if the things are grouped together, then you can use AoE attacks and stuff like that. You know, it just seems more reasonable to me. I don't know, call me crazy. Wait, what? I have no idea what this is. Okay, well that just sort of gave away the bad guy's plot, but whatever. We'll roll with it. Oh. I don't know that I want to go in there just yet because I'm still kind of low level. Not a fan. Let me see here. I like the battle cursor memory. It's very helpful. Yakra. Well, then I'm going to take this stuff. Dang it, I wanted to take this stuff. Well, two of them are close at least. Seriously, it feels like the fire whirl thing is broken. Like, it's so ridiculously powerful. Yes! So Frog learned a tick. I know that there's a tech between there's a tech combo between Chrono and Frog. It's like X Strike or something like that. Nice. With the crit. Okay, so I'm gonna fight the snakes that are here, and then well, I don't know. I'll fight these guys, and then I'll also fight the ones that are on the stairs. So for the ones on the stairs, I'm really, really hoping that they stay clustered, because there was like 4 of them or something. You see, I had X Strike, so that's very exciting. And X Strike is one of those things that's in what's it called? It's in a line. Oh no, Chrono's out of MP. Shoot. Alright, I gotta heal up a little bit. Alright, perfect. So now, hopefully I'll get... Dang it. One of them moved out. That's okay, though. That means I only have to deal with one instead of 4. So I also know that there's a means to what's it called? There's a means to increase your stats. Same thing. You can increase your stats by using specific items. I don't remember what they're called, but I think they're like tabs or something like that. I'm just trying to level up a little bit or get a little bit of XP. I just want to make sure that I interact with these guys from the front. Oh! Come on. Yes! I got all 4. Score! Laters! Boom! Got a couple of levels, so I'm happy with that. I'll go ahead and heal up here, because this is a save point. Alright, so heal up real quick. Grab this. Let me see if I can't go back up. Dang it! I should have just left them alone. So, like here, if you look at the text, then I see Wind Slash is the next one I'm going to get after I get 10 or 18, whatever that was. So it's kind of interesting. And like I mentioned, one thing that I do know, and I know very few things about this game, is that you earn the TP at different rates. Oh, shoot. You earn TP at different rates from XP. It looked like they were all next to each other, or at least close. But oh well. I'm telling you, that fire whirl is just something else. Like, for reals. But there, see, I got 4 TP on that one. I know there's like a switch or something that I have to press to make that work. Yeah, there's something goofy that I'm missing. I was hoping that they were aligned enough that I would be able to do the flamethrower on multiples, but they were not. Alas. Alright, so learned a tech. That's pretty sweet. Iron sword, nice. I should probably equip that. Woo! Wooden sword. How is it that my homeboy can't equip a bronze sword? Don't make sense. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it safe and use a shelter. I don't know that it's really necessary. It probably isn't. But I just don't want to take any chances. Alright, there we go. Shoot. Okay, well that kind of backfired on me. Probably should have just done the duel, yeah. Like, it is so ridiculously off-balanced how much more damage the Fire Oral does compared to just the Cyclone. Like, it's literally doing 10 times as much damage. Oh, shoot. Like, how does that even work? Chrono Trigger anime would be pretty sweet. I would not be opposed to that. Although, again, I am not overly familiar with the game or the series, but it's neat because at the beginning of the game, they have a really, really awesome cinematic sequence that's pretty awesome. So I would definitely be down to see that. So remember, I mentioned that there's very few things about this game that I know. One thing that I vaguely remember is that I believe this guy counterattacks. And so one thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that everybody is kind of close together here. Alright, there. So you see how it said too close to counterattack? That's what I was talking about. Oh, is that it? Boom! We did it! Yay! Go us! And by us, I mean me. Huzzah! I am like wicked unoptimized. Woo! I imagine there's like free equipment lying around somewhere that I can pick up, but I don't know where it is. It's the Chancellor! The real Chancellor! Hooray! Why was he in the chest? Oh, I guess the whole point was the dude was impersonating him. Poor Frog! Frog is disgraced, you guys! No, Frog, come back! We love you, Frog! Frog? Thanks, Frog. Okay, now who's gonna give me the hot tip about where I can get free upgrades to all of my stuff? Because I legitimately don't know where it is. Let's use a shelter. Seeing as how I'm almost dead. Like, seriously, isn't there like free stuff around here somewhere that I can take? This seems like a cool place for free stuff. I don't know. We'll just keep going with the game. One of the nice things is that in this game, at least, if memory serves, again, not knowing a whole lot about the game, I'm pretty sure that you can access most of the locations all throughout gameplay. Like, you don't, you're not like locked out of anywhere, essentially, which is very nice, I must say. Give me like all the potions you're allowed to give me. That's a lot of potions. Alright, so now we can equip the stuff that we bought. Oh, she already had a padded vest, that's why. That's why I could see the HP. I was wondering about that. So, I'm not 100% sure where to go right now. I'm just sort of guessing. Like, maybe we gotta go back this way? No. I don't think that they do anything to help you out. The frog swam to the other side. That's awesome. Oh, frog. Now, is there a reason for me to be back here? So she was in here. There. Spend the game. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, look, it even tells you Middle Ages. So, like, right above my head, tells you where you're at. Middle Ages. Now you all know. Market residence? No, I'm gonna. Do y'all have any cool stuff? Canyon up north. So she was in the canyon. But that's not a path. That's not a path. That's not a path. Now this is a very small canyon. Just putting it out there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, that's not very helpful. I think that's where I spawned in when I first came back in time. I guess maybe explore the castle a little bit more. Because I just genuinely don't know where else I could go. Down here somewhere? That's a spawn. Because remember I poked it earlier. And I was like, oh cool, the shiny. And it's like, no it's not. It is not a shiny. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, Mirthwin, take care. Good luck with Tiny. Sorry about that. Hope it goes well. On that note, it's just about time for me to get going as well. I'm just having fun. It's one of the side effects that I always suffer whenever I play a game like this is I tend to very easily get caught up in playing these games. Dang it, again with that. The mystery box of mystery. Okay, so... stricter criminal justice system in the kingdom. Nice! That's good. Is she back in the room here? Ah! Haha! There we go, she's back! And she looks normal-ish. Dun 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 dun! We have successfully Back to the Futured her. Totes would have done it. Now we gotta go home. How do we get home? I'm guessing I have to go back to that clearing where I first started. Again, that's my guess. I legit have no idea. I'm trying to avoid some of the spawns so I can move the story forward a little bit more. Oh, well, everything respawned, so that's got to mean something, right? Did he just teabag me? Like 80% sure he did. Wow, he's still alive. No! Wrong button. I forgot that I left the, what's it called? I left the memory on. Battle cursor memory thing. Basically, it lets you do the same thing with the same character over and over much more easily. The problem is it saves it all the way through everything. It's okay, I got my potion back. So, could have been worse, I guess. There we go! It's our way home! Okay, Marley. Marley and me! Gates. Oh, mysterious. Something else made the gate. And now we get to hop back in time. So, I believe... I believe that basically now I get in trouble. If memory serves. So, if I'm not mistaken, the issue that happens right now is that I end up, like, remember how the Chancellor said that they need to have more intense criminal proceedings? That's exactly what they do. Especially for threats against the royal family. So now, essentially, as far as they're concerned, I was a threat to the royal family. So, yeah. It's not good. Not good at all. Can't afford any of this stuff. I guess you can have a bronze helmet. I'm out of money, though. I don't want to sell my good stuff. Alright. So, let me save. Come on. Alright, what time is it? Unfortunately, it's just about time for me to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. The idle animation is hilarious. So 1000 AD, like I said, we're jumping around. And again, one thing that I particularly enjoy about this game, even though I haven't played it much, is that it just sort of jumps right into the story. And again, I'm not super good at it. I'm not super quick at playing games like this, but I'm glad to have this, and I think I'm probably going to stick with this for at least a good while as like my go-to game on like Mondays, just like I had Dragon Quest. So I'm really excited. I hope that you guys enjoy it, of course, as always. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a great week. I'll be back on Saturday. Not sure what I'll be playing on Saturday. If you guys have suggestions, just let me know. But for the time being, at least take care, and hopefully I will see you then, where I'll be playing something. Bye!